back. I just wanted to give you guys an update on the AMA that Forex had Friday the 2nd with Drip Guide. Let's get to it because there's a lot to cover. First thing Drip Guide wanted to do was thank Forex for bringing honesty and integrity to the DeFi space. As we know, there's so many rugs. I know Cairo just rugged yesterday or the day before. It's just crazy. And we all know when you can find a DeFi protocol that's not taking all your money, and then on top of that, a developer that cares about the community over all other things and not just stealing money, you have to go in. And that's why they say Drip is a cult. It has nothing to do with being a cult. It's the fact that we have stumbled upon the only protocol in all of DeFi that actually pays us almost 16 months, going on 17 months now, every single day. The developer, things didn't move at the speed we may have wanted to, but they moved. We're almost there. Anyhow, I can go on. And then Forex came back and thanked the community for being a true community, because we are with him 100%. I know some folks don't have the patience, but if you're going to be in DeFi, you have to have patience. You cannot fudge your own bag. Which, if you don't know what I'm referring to when I say FUD, you can't be in there. You never heard me talk negative of Drip. And I'm in everybody's same boat. It's just, you can't talk negative about your own. That's like having your family and you talk negative about your family. You talk negative about your spouse. Oh, my kids are crap. They're about the stupidest kids. You don't do that. You just don't do that. Anyhow. And then Forex stated that honesty and integrity is his main focus. He talked about the desire to bring gate-kept products that exist in the traditional banking system and bring them into DeFi for everybody else. He's also, to me, he is trying to revolutionize the industry, because we know it's just rampant with bad protocols and bad developers. And then that's what makes everybody so scared. And then that's what brings in the regulators, because if the wrong person gets rugged, then the SEC want to get involved and whatever. All right, here's some dates. Between now and September 15th, we're going to get the new Form UI in the landing page. Light marketing, which was supposed to begin last Tuesday, will begin the Drip community, then heavy marketing and start after the dogs crediting. So right now he's going to do these AMAs with our Drip YouTubers. I haven't tried to get one yet because I want to grow my base a little bit more. And having just 500 when somebody else got thousands of viewers, it's all good. 16 September through 18 October. That's when the big marketing is going to begin. We already knew all this from the other interview, but which will bring a huge wave of the ads, the articles, the influencers, the interviews. They've already set up a lot of the interviews scheduled already through the marketing company. And some of these folks that he's going to have interviews with have thousands and millions of followers. So it's going to be big. Then also between today and the 15th, that's already there. Dogs credit starts. Okay. I didn't end it twice. Okay. Now the 18th of October and the 18th of November, the new Drip UI will launch. So there's a 30-day time frame in there. The Dogs of Fortune game will launch. This is going to produce a major utility for the Drip tokens. That's why if you're going to accumulate, now is the time. This is not financial advice, though. And they're going to deploy the mini DAO seats. So if you're going to try and get into the mini DAO, make sure you have your REAP tokens ready, which means you need to have at least, I forgot, because it was 300 for the big one. I think it's 30 for the smaller, for the DAO. I'll get back to you guys on that. And what happens if you're part of the DAO, you get first dibs on any upcoming projects, and protocols, amongst other things. All right, now after the 18th of November, the Scratchies will launch. We know it's going to be a major utility for Drip already. The Dogs Roulette game is going to be another utility. That's what I'm saying, folks. The utility that everybody said, they got to have utilities in order to do it. We were already doing fine before he brought the farm on, when we just had the regular Drip. And then mid-December, right before Christmas, the layer 2 contracts that sit on top of the faucet and the reservoir will be launched. He just didn't want to do it all at the same time. He wanted to spread it out. Now, in the animal farm, if the old animal farm over in the left in the menu, we had the vaults. The vaults are coming. They're going to go hand in hand with the scratchy protocol, with 50% of the vault stakes also wanting part of the whitelist scratchy feature. And then, of course, the governance model and the crowdfunding feature for the animal farm. Our lineup is so bright, so I don't even know the right word, exciting, I guess, for Drip. I guess you could say bullish, I guess. But it's just going to be the last 3 months of 2022 and into 2023 is going to be outstanding. You're going to be so glad that you're a Dripper now. Okay, the scratchies, the tickets bought on the Drip platform will benefit Drip. The tickets bought on the animal farm will benefit the pigs and the dogs. Then he said the white label ones, of course, 50% goes to the host, 10% goes to their treasury, and then the rest to the NFT holders. The dogs roulette. You can use dogs tokens or BUSD to buy bullets. It's going to remove a ton of dogs. 30% will be burned from circulation. Dogs are going to be so hard to buy, or so expensive because they're going to be a limited supply. It's going to encourage the buying of dogs to buy the bullets. The way the game uses the Chainlink Oracle is going to be unique to the space. And this is the same, like I said, you guys saw back in the Pigpen MP, how he decimated the supply of pigs. Went from the millions to like 300 and something thousand. So I don't know if this is what's going to happen with the dogs. He may not do that with the dogs due to the fact that dogs going to be burnt. So we're going to have to watch and see. But when they're in short supply, the price is going to be up there. The Dogs of Fortune game, he originally had made it for Solana. Solana had a lot of issues. They were getting hacked and all kind of stuff. So he decided to put it on BSC and have it sit on top of the Pigpen. Drip will have utility in the game as well. It will be live on day one when the UI comes. And Forex said he's going to keep the utility a secret right up till the game goes live, because we know all the mellow devs out there that are doing these forks of Drip are waiting and trying to copycat. So he's going to keep it close to his vest because he don't want the secret idea, because we know they're going to go out and copy the code since the code is open source. It's going to happen, but he wants to ensure that we're first. So then about time they get it and copy it and try to add it to their protocol, everybody know that they're just copycat. That's the same thing here with when I'm producing my MPs for you guys. I see the other folks trying to come, but all the legends know who came first. The front end was also done, but it looked similar to the staking in the farms and the pools. And he wanted it to be different because it's a totally interactive game. So what he did, he went back to the drawing board and he brought a new dev on to fix that UI. And we should be able to see some, snippets in the next couple of weeks. Now, there were some features in there, like you can use a network scanner to see what the other servers have. Use the servers and see what the other weapons that the players have. And you can also filter to see if you won't even bother attacking them. Because if you're playing against me and I don't have any good weapons, don't waste your time attacking me when the next guy got the super weapons that you're going to want to attack. And the game has no end. So essentially, you can play it for as long as you want to. There will at least be one visible reputation level as you can gain experience in the game and you can see the additional levels. Now, he said originally the game is designed to be played out over an 18-month time frame. However, it can go longer. But they will add more stuff as the time goes on to keep it interesting and add longevity. So you're talking from the release, so you're at least talking into mid-2024 before the first person can even complete the game. This is what I'm saying, folks. Our dev is so forward-thinking. And when you get into Drip and you hear him in the AMAs, you have to be able to put the glasses on, your VR glasses, and you can see all the way out to 2024, 2025 of what Drip has coming. Dogs crediting. We know this is happening on the 15th of September. The credits will be based on the 8 March pause status. So when he paused the game on the 8th of March, whatever you had is what you're going to get back. The dogs will go into the wallet. either your dogs was in your wallet, dog staked, dog LPs in the wallet that was staked, that's what you're going to get. So if you had 100 dogs in the piggy bank, in order to, well, in the vault, in order to have you get the rewards for the piggy bank, that's what you're going to get. So any dogs earned after the pause do not count. So if you look in your wallet right now and you have 1,000 dogs, they do not count because you didn't have 1,000 before. So whatever you sent in, you're going to get credit for. And everybody was given plenty of times. I know the other day in there, somebody was, oh, I have some V1 dogs. Tough. He gave it, and then he even extended it because he was like, okay, what's going to end today? Well, we're going to give it another couple of days. He was so, compromising with the other folks that were slow to the draw. This is what I'm saying. When you're in crypto, to miss 1 or 2 days in crypto is like missing 2 or 3 weeks or even a month sometimes, because things happen just like that. Anyhow, you must have sent the dogs and your dog LPs to the crediting contract in late May. It was to get liquidity in order to use the V1 tokens to migrate it all to the new liquidity contract pool in V2. You can't just mint the tokens out of thin air, especially the LPs. The deadlines were put on the crediting so as to encourage people to actually do it so they could get the amount of dogs required. As long as you send in your dogs and your dog LP tokens, you will get what you're owed, as those wallets are whitelisted for the credit, period. The dog's credit is trading. If you have single stake dogs, you will be giving them back as dogs. They will be sent to our wallets. Now, there's 2 different plays for your single stake dogs. The first play is the dog pound, or the single asset staking. You can earn BNB and claim it whenever you want, and you can reduce your tax by 0.075 per day. Or you have the auto compounding, which reduces the tax by 1% per day. Half of the BNB rewards earning is paired with the dogs and auto staked in the dog BNB farm for you to earn pigs tokens. And it does this every few minutes. So if you have your choice, you need to decide your dog LP credits. Now, if you have dog LP credits, you can either get the credits in dog single asset tokens, get the BUSD value of your LP dogs tokens in dogs that you can use however you choose, or you can get credited in LPs. You'll get the same number of LPs that you had when it was paused. And these are going to be staked in a special contract. Now, this is new from the great developer himself. I'm going to call it Forrest's foresight. He tells us secretly, or he says it, I don't know if everybody really catches it, what should be done. Like when he says people should be buying pigs now, he's giving you hints in order to profit. So what he says here is why you might not want to get credited in the dog single token. Why you want to get the dog single tokens instead of the LPs. 1, you cannot add the reward or vesting mechanics into LP tokens, so they have to go into the V2 LPs to be auto-locked in the special contract to avoid the people dumping them with no dog tax implications. So if you ask to be credited in LPs, they will be locked in a special contract. And if you want to claim your LP tokens as V2 LP tokens, you can claim them under a special vesting staking contract that pays out 35% APY or APR rewards paid in dog tokens, not pigs. You can remove 2% of those dogs per day, or your LPs per day. It will take 50 days in order to get all of your LPs back. And this will be staked in the farms on the old site to avoid confusion. Now, if you claim them as single dogs, you get those dogs at the pause value of the token, which was cheap back then, especially compared to what it's going to be by the time it opens up. And by all accounts, the dogs token will rise at launch. So if they were $35 back in March when it was paused, and here it is 18 October, and the first day they go through $300, you just made a hellacious profit. So if you don't have capital to add to your dog's credits, then you can just put them into the farm as LPs to earn pigs. And he also hinted that you could get credited in dogs and put those into the auto compounder and have it buy the dogs and BNB LPs and then stake them into the farm to earn pigs. Okay, let's continue on. The dog taxes. The dog's basically tax reduces from 90% the first day to 6% based on time and your loyalty scores. At 0.75% per day or 1% per day reduction in the tax from staking in the dog pound or the auto compounder. You don't lose your loyalty points if you pair your previously staked dogs. Your loyalty points will run down when you sell your dogs. And he stated that on the Animal Farm dashboard, it will have all this information about the taxes and the loyalty score to be easy to make it a visual and for everyone to understand, especially the new folks coming in. All right, time for the Q&A. So Drip Guide asks, since it doesn't have a max payout, how is the system sustainable when whales reach the millions of plants? This is for the Drip Garden. Forex stated, what determines the sustainability and what determines the amount of money you make out of the garden is how often you're compounding. My legends already knew that. If you start selling and not compounding, the amount you get out of the system reduces and it goes to zero after 60 days. So if you just go claim, 60 days, your wallet is empty. Boom. There are mechanics that are put into to put the brakes on people who just apply sell pressure. He said it's a higher risk model and higher APY. So less restrictions, higher APY, hyper compounding. It's going to be a higher risk, higher reward, and it's up to each player to determine their risk appetite. It's higher risk than Drip. We already knew that, and Animal Farm, which is the piggy bank and the pig pen. However, lower risk compared to other miners. Okay, back to the Drip Guide. If the whales have millions of plants built up over time, can the new investors ape in and be equal due to the LPs are a lot cheaper as time goes on? Because we know back before the LPs were almost $50 or something like that. Now they're $10. So what Forex said was these folks are whales because they put a lot of money in, because we know there's some folks that got 20 million plants and they bought their way in instead of just compounding and compounding. And like he said, because they had put a lot of money in, they generated a lot of referrals, which is good for the system, or they haven't taken anything out yet. So they earn it. They have actually earned it. He said there's a third-party dev team. This is what DG was saying, Drip Guide. And he said he's an admin on the Drip Guide team, building a game that can sit on top of the garden. And Forex is speaking with them to have that be the UI for the garden. And he wants to have it endorsed through Forex and hosted on the main site to ensure the security, because Forex is going to ensure that we're always secure. And he said that people will be able to connect their wallets, and it's going to add more mechanics, but they're still in discussion about this. So we'll see if this is going to get done between now and the 18th of October. All right, Drip Guide. What does Forex think about the future of the piggy bank? Forex is extremely bright. It's an amazing tool to earn pigs at the higher rate with no minting required. And what gives pigs its value is from the farm. And this value isn't there now, but it will be, because the farm is shut down, as the farm is not live. So just wait until everything is live and the value of accumulating pigs will be realized. Then more people will want to be there accumulating pigs. This is what I'm saying, legends. It's a matter of being there before the herd. That's why I created those MPs, and I told you guys, you have to be ready. You guys saw me building that one big piggy bank. I'm up to 3.4 million in that one. And I'm going to keep going every day until the farm opens. Next question from Drip Guide. Why does Forex use USDT as opposed to BUSD to show the value of Drip? He said he just wanted to be able to display the USD value, and he just decided to use USDT. He used USDT a lot before he became heavily involved in the Binance Smart Chain. He said using USDT or BUSD, it really doesn't make a difference. He just wanted you to be able to see what the value is of your Drip tokens or of your BNB. That's all. All right. Now, these CQs are community questions. He said the fudders are still pointing out that Drip has been minting and the inflation is up. He said, can you bring this up with Forex so we can clear the air and talk about minting and how it's actually a good thing and not a bad thing? This is from the boss, the leader. I don't know how many times he's going to have to say it. People worry about things that they don't need to worry about. What is relevant is the circulating supply, not the total supply. The reason why drip mints is to make sure people get paid out. That's the reason, one reason right there why you should be in drip and none of these other protocols. And this is to ensure that the system remains functional. It's what it's designed to do. You don't want the faucet to break because it cannot pay out. Exactly. And he said to remember that a lot of the drip is going to be in other places. Drip is going to be in the garden because the LPs are there. They're going to be in the animal farm because of everything else that's there. And it's going to be in the liquidity pools on PancakeSwap. We already know that they're in the LPs in the reservoir. So now there are all these other options to put drip and they're getting locked up. So instead of drip just being used to stake and send to the tax wallet through the faucet, it has all these other use cases. And it is not the total of supply that matters. It matters how many tokens are in circulation and available to be in circulation. That's what affects the price. I'm not going to say all of that again for the people in the back. They need to hear it the first time here. Okay, so Forex, he says he doesn't actually see a lot of FUD